Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to Planning with Jamie. Today we're back in our Erin Condren 7x9 daily duo. We need to get August all set up and ready to go. It's so hard to believe that like summer is almost over and we're like there again. So here was our July monthly and we are going to go forward. I do have like some sticker kits sitting in here to finish out my weeks of July. I've been putting like the extras of the boxes and all that kind of stuff in here to take along with me because my sticker kits are small enough, like I resized them, so if you see they fit into the planner to be able to take along and you don't have to worry about them like catching on the side. So here we are for August. This is week 32 through week 35. I laid down all these weeks for the whole entire year. Absolutely love that I did that. Otherwise, I was forgetting to put them in. And this is helpful for me for my business. So what we are going to use is kit 367 monthly. I printed off August up here. I love these colors. Like they just feel like we're going into fall. So I have the main page, the second page. This one ended up being like it's a second, so if stuff is a little bit miscut, which really for this one all that happened was it didn't cleanly cut the outside edge of it. It did not affect any of the stickers, but I'm like, I will use those all day long. I don't care. And then the third part of it is the extra days boxes to cover up. So what those are is like these days are a different month. You have boxes to be able to cover those up if you want, and it always coordinates with whatever the header is. Like looks super, super cute. The other way you could use these too is put them on a date box and then put like boxes, like event boxes over it to make it more decorative. So multiple ways to use the same thing. This is kit 367. The other monthly kit is kit 368. So I pre-printed this one with August. I'm going to use this in my social media planner. Love this. This is so cute. So they're like little bows that are like pencils. So back to school type theme. I love the coloring. It's nice and muted, but yet like still screams school time. Here are your box cover-ups and then all your extra boxes and icons. So kit 368 is the other option. And like I said, we will be using that in our dashboard planner. Okay, so the other thing too that is going to be coming up here shortly, week at a glance kit 367, we will be doing in another video, and then in another video will be our daily duo. So I have the headers, the bottom boxes, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to use 3C for my labels this week, and then our 7th box and extras. So I literally, this is working so well, being able to like put this stuff into here. Before this, I had them like in a separate folder, and sometimes I didn't have them with me when I wanted them. And so I love that they're fitting in here and doing really, really well. So, okay, let's get going on. I'm gonna be flipping my planner back and forth, so I'm actually going to take out these two just because the pure fact of flipping back and forth. Plus, hopefully I'm just gonna do a filming marathon for you guys. It's a very stormy day. All of our plans for the day just got canceled, which is great. We need some off time. And so that frees up some time for me to work on the business. We are having a sleepover for a whole bunch of little girls tonight, so I'm sure it's going to be nice and loud in our house then. So I have to work when I can. And that is definitely not waiting until they're in the house. Look at that, that's so cute. All right, I like turning my planner upside down to line it up here up at the top, and then it's like I never have to readjust it. It just works out. If any readjustments need to be done, it's just that like it's a little bit off up here. But repositionable paper is so easy. There we go. This is gonna be one chunky planner at the end of the year. It is gonna be so much fun though. Okay, and then I was gonna put the side down, but I think what we're gonna do first, I'm gonna open this up, And how I'm making this nice and easy, I see a lot of planners actually struggling with this right now, that there's just not enough bulk on this side versus this side. Guys, just split your planner in half. Like, it doesn't have to be right where the back page is. Just split it in half and it makes it nice and easy for you again. Okay, so I am thinking here, so we won't use any of these down here. What I'm looking for is, what color do I want to do this bottom washi? Those will go up there. And what I'm thinking is doing these ones down there. No, let's go bold and go with these blue ones. So again, we're just gonna go with the outside edge and go in. I love how this boxes it in, but I also give it to you so that if you need to mark like long events, like, hey, this is back to school week, or this is summer camp week, or this is vacation week, then you have long washi strips to be able to do that. So I get this corner in. There we go. I love that boldness, and then it matches up there. Also, I didn't mention Monday start or Sunday start. Completely up to you. There are date dots, so you're able to redate it very easily. I like this to just stay a Sunday start. It just works for me. Like, that's every calendar that you look at is laid out that way, and so it ends up being fine for me. But I know for some people, they really struggle with it. So there are those options. And then we are going to, it feels so far away from me. We are going to turn it on its side, and I like to line it up with this line right over here, like the edge of the calendar, and that ends up working really well and keeping it nice and straight. There we are. Beautiful, beautiful. And I just love how this like outlines it down here. That is fun. Okay, then I think the next thing we're going to do is lay down boxes for like big days, like big event days. So one that I can think of right off the top of my mind is the first day of school. And I'm just looking over here because we have the week here. So I wonder, like last week we ended up laying it next to it. And then come in with an X-Acto knife. And I'm just gonna take my little stencil here, and we are gonna slice it straight down, and then let me show you how I just recreate this box to make it work. I don't think that cut, no. I'm gonna use my ruler because I don't wanna cut into the side of the stencil. This is like my favorite stencil ever from Chrissy Ann Designs, so I don't wanna ruin it. I always have clear rulers though, love the clear ones. I either find them at Staples, I get really lucky, or just order them on Amazon. I always have them linked down below. Okay. There is that. And then if you, this is a new blade, so it's super sharp, so I'm gonna get it out of my way. But if you lift up this portion and you just pull it straight over, it just looks like that's the box that it originally was. I mean, you could see the line a little bit, but that doesn't bother me at all. Like, it just recreated it and customized it for that space. So that works really well. So that'll be first day of school. I think the other date that is pretty big is the 22nd. It's like the before school, like unpack your backpack and go and tour your high school. I will say one complaint I have about this for our school district is they do the high school at the same time as they do the elementary school. And I have kids in both, and that's very frustrating because I want to be there for both of them. In the high school, my daughter is a dancer there, and they perform. So it's like I have to pick and choose. Do I get to watch her perform, or do I go with my elementary kids to go see who their teacher is and unpack their backpack? Okay, that might be all that we lay down for now. We're gonna use these boxes really quick so that we can get them out of our way. I have a lot of clutter on my desk and it can get monotonous while filming, but I'm sure you guys understand because I'm sure you go through the same thing. Okay, so I used to not cover up these and I would actually just put the schedule in for July, but I have recently decided that I like them covered and to only focus on the month that it truly is, because I also have July in here. If I didn't have July in here, I might be a little bit more prone to, I'm just gonna butt it up over here. I might be a little bit more prone to not covering them, but I feel like it's been working really well for me. So we were supposed to have a couple hockey games this morning and we're having torrential downpours and it's thundering and lightning. They would have it still with the rain, which would probably be fun for our kiddos, but the lightning made it an absolute no. So, and it's supposed to go most of the day. We do need to go grocery shopping for the sleepover because they have specific plans for charcuterie boards, for snacks, for them to watch a movie tonight and everything. So I do sooner or later, hopefully the storms let up, that I can go and get that stuff. Okay, and then the other thing that we have that I'm gonna use these for is that we have choreography weeks for dance. So the 4th, like it's this week and this week that my girls have specific, like they learn all of their dances for this year's dance competition season. Ooh, that's a good thunder. I don't know if you guys can hear it on film. Sometimes I'm surprised what you cannot hear on film because it'll be loud in my household and then it doesn't pick it up at all. But footsteps, it definitely picks up like crazy. Okay, and then the 7th through the 8th, I was trying to double check. Sometimes we have stuff on Saturday, but it doesn't look like this time that we do. So there we go. And then we are gonna do the same for the next week. And then we will use like a box or something to kind of denote that that's what we are showing. All right. Straight down again. I could have just done both of them and cut them once, right? Like line this up once. I went to line up, there we go. That line is what I used. I know it's extra to do this. I could just like free form it, but I really enjoy this whole process. So I'm gonna be extra. I'm excited to see who my kids' teacher is gonna be, and I'm also excited to see if my twins are together in the same classroom again this year. That was the first time we experienced that. Usually our school district automatically separates twins, which we have been fine with, but they really enjoyed being together last year. And so, yeah, I kind of want it this year. I made no requests this year, so I'm just letting the school decide what would be best for them, and they'll be happy regardless. Okay, so the 1st and 2nd, we are on vacation. We're returning sometime on the 3rd, so I might denote that, but I'm gonna get everything else down. And then I think what we need to do is put in our work schedule real quick before we get too far. Okay, so this is our reusable sticker book. It's a Planner Kate one, and anything that is extra on these sheets every single week, I just put into here. And I don't know, like I know exactly where stuff is then, and it works out so well. So let's get our work schedule real quick. Guys, this just made me realize that I have to work the day that I was just talking about. So yeah, I've got to figure out if I'm gonna trade at work. I get off early enough that I'll probably be able to do the high schooler thing, but I'm going to miss part of it. So maybe somebody will be willing to trade a partial shift with me here. I think I realized it when the schedule came out, but yeah, now it's getting closer, so I need to address it. Okay, so there's all my work days. The one thing I do want to look for, I feel like in the past, maybe I got a first day of school sticker from Planner Kate, and I feel like I'd put it in the school, like in the S's. That one's at school. Let's try the F's for first day of school. Maybe I don't have one. Definitely not there. Okay then, we just will not worry about that part yet. Let's just make that a box instead. And we're gonna use our Micron 10. Love these. And I think color-wise, I want one of these down here. So let's just put first day of school. There we go. So yes, I do work on the first day of school, but I go in later. So I get to do like all of the morning stuff. I can do drop off and then head on over to work. So I don't feel like I'm like really missing out on anything, luckily. Let's see. And real quick, I'm gonna go in and write my work schedule so that I don't miss that. Okay, so my work plans are in there, and then there is a few days that I want to put the date dots on because like here I wrote a little bit bigger than I would have if I had it. So let's see if that fits. Otherwise, I can just white it out. I feel like it could just go up there and it'll be beautiful for it. Okay, and then over here, I want to get that one down here real quick too. I used to put these down first, and then I really realized I layer a lot, and so that wasn't working out. So I've learned to kind of do it in a random order. Okay, so we have quite the busyness, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to denote all this kind of stuff because it is such a busy time. And what I'm having a hard time with is the whole entire month, the dance schedule is different than normal. And so I need to write in time. So I'm trying to figure out like how exactly does that want to look? Part of me just wants to use the sidebar here and list out the dates and write like what it is. But I also feel like that's a little bit monotonous. So that being said, oh, something else we need to put in is early release down here. So let's do that real quick. I don't recall if we had any left in here at the end of the school year. We do, I see them already right here. And then we need to put in like the trash and recycling real quick too. So early releases, there we go. And then let me peek here when the trash or recycling weeks are. So this week was recycling, so this will be a trash week. And on this second page, you have trash and you have recyclings. There are 4, so. I just put them like down here and it ends up working usually. Like I said, I have more stuff to write on each individual day right now, but this is going to work out. We're gonna make it work. Okay. I might switch this early release over just the tiniest so that we can fit the recycling where we want it to. I like stuff to be in the same spot, straight down, and that way like my eyes know exactly where to look at stuff. Okay. And this one is trash. So that works really well. We have the early release. Okay, so what all do we have on this day? We have pick up Kova from the kennel. We have a dance, and we have driveways. So we have 3 different things we have to fit on this already full day. I wonder if we should just use a box, but a box is almost too big too. Okay, time-wise, we have Pick Up Kova, so we're gonna use our gray Ahuhu dual tip dot pin, and then we have, wrong side here, I want the dot part. We have our gold one for our dance, and so that will time-wise be next. And then third time-wise is the pink, and that is our competition dance one. So let's Kova pick up, and that is 7 to 9 in the morning. I work that day, so I gotta remind my husband. And then we have GDT driveway, and that one is 9:30 to noon. They go and paint the logo on driveways, the school logo on driveways that people have ordered this. And so we got ours done and it looks super cute. I'm really excited about it. And then the last thing is from 4 to 6, we have large group lyrical. So 4 to 6 large group lyrical. And I need to figure out how I want to denote who that is for. I'm just gonna leave it for now. I have space over here to put boxes to put whose week it is for choreography. So I think I'm gonna do that, and that'll help with the timing. Like, the timing should make sense that way. Or do I want to, usually I make a slash so the first one is my youngest team, and if I make a slash, it's for the oldest team is what we're gonna do. We're gonna use these boxes though, and we will write elevate choreo, and then inspire senior choreo. I'm just gonna put a little arrow to show that it's like the whole week, and that's why we have those washi strips. Okay. Cute and cute. I also like seeing that we have openness on Sundays to prep for the week. There we go. Okay, and then on Tuesday, we have high school dance and we have studio dance. So I need just a little extra room for studio this time because I have double teams to write down, and same with that. And then up here we have some high school dance. I usually use like a GDT sticker, but I feel like it might take up a little bit extra room that I don't have on this spread just because of the busyness right now. And I need to make sure the location, because I have the old location written down and I feel like that might be right, but we have like multiple locations that we go to. And then down here we have I went to write 4:30 out of habit, and it's 4 to 8:30. And then we have 6:15 to 8:30. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna take off the large group lyrical because on every day I'm not writing down exactly what it is. So let's put /0 so that we understand like there's nothing for the second group. And then that day will be done. This day I work and we have, let's see, 6:30 to 8:30. / 5:30 to 8:30. It's kind of funny that the one not doing their choreo has a longer dance than the one that is doing choreo, but they like work this Tetris game together. So okay, and then this day we also have double choreo, and this day we have single choreo. This day we don't have any. Okay, and then on Thursday, we also have GDT practice. So let's put GDT 1 to 3, and then our dance is 4 to 8:30 / 6:30 to 8:30. This is gonna make for a really busy looking planner, but it's really important because the schedule is just all over the place. So I need the times written out this time versus other times I've just written it over here. Okay, there that is. And then Saturday, Sunday, we have nothing. And then Monday, we start Inspire Senior Choreo Week. So I work this day. Football also starts. And so we'll have to figure that out, but I need to leave a space open for that. But what we're looking at is, here's dance. Let's do one day at a time. Otherwise, we're going to get a little overwhelmed. And I think I am going to make a dot for football and just write FB starts. And that way I remember like that is going to have to fit into the schedule also. All right, so the littles don't have dance on this day, and then we have 4 to 8:30 for my oldest. And then on the 12th, I have a doctor's appointment, and then we have double dance. So, and it's, let's see, I have an ultrasound and I have a doctor's appointment, and I'm gonna be there for a lot of hours is what I'm seeing right now. And so I'm questioning if I want a bigger box for this or do I want an event box. I think let's go with a bigger one. And then yeah, let's use this blue. So, and it's follow-up post kidney stone stent removal and the surgery to get the kidney stones out and stuff, and they're doing an ultrasound and blood work and a whole bunch of different like workup and stuff to figure out why I keep getting them. I'm a little suspicious that I have another one already, which is really demeaning, but at the same time, I mean, I had 4 or 5 of them already this year, so not surprising either if they decide to come back. So 220 is doctor. Okay, so I am gonna be up there a lot. And then we could put it all the way up because we don't have our date dot in quite yet. And then down here we have double dance, so we need room to write both of those. And that is 4:30 to 6:30 is the first, / 4 to 8:30. Okay, and then on the 13th, we just have double dance, so that's not bad. And that one is 4 to 6:30 / 4:30 to 9. The other reason why this is important to put in there is we usually provide meals. Like when they're there that long and they're working this hard, they are like hardcore the whole entire time. And so we end up bringing like food in for them and all that kind of stuff. And so moms will be like, on Tuesday, I'll bring the food. On Wednesday, you bring the food. So we divide and conquer it. So we need to start pre-planning that. And it's 2 weeks that I need to do it because having 2 different teams. Used to be 3 weeks, so it's kind of nice to only be 2. 13th is all done. The 14th, we have double dance. And that's 4:30 to 6:30. And 4 to 8:30. Okay, and then that Friday, we just have single dance. So put it there. None for the littles, and then the oldest has 4 to 8:30. Okay, I should make her come pick me up from work. She could drive me to work and pick me up. Oh, she also has dance. Okay, this does go into Saturday. She has dance here, so we're going to put that and put slash so that I know it's not for my little girls. It's 4 to 8:30. And these days we have hockey. So let's see. I want to put the date dot down first. So the 16th. And then I usually just in cursive write hockey. There we go. And then we have a 9 o'clock and an 11 o'clock game. And Kenzie goes first, Beckett goes second. So I think we'll do like let's not do a pink. There's a lot of pink. Let's do the green and a blue because I think that'll pop a little bit better. And so let's see, 9 o'clock. Kenzie. And what field is she on? She is on blue. And then the 11 o'clock, Beckett. And he is also on blue. Okay. And then we will stack them. This worked out really good for July, so I'm just gonna be repetitive and do it the same exact fashion. Oops. There we go. There. And that is all for that day. The 17th, we don't have anything. The 18th, we have all 3 girls have an orthodontist appointment. And Kova is snoring over here. I think let's put here, and right here we have this big tooth. And we also have an orthodontist script, so let's get that out. Right here. And I think I just want to layer these two. I like this big tooth. It's kind of fun. I have a dental appointment script too, but I think this is going to be the fun route to go. So we're going to just like layer. There. Okay, 150. All 3 girls. So my son is to the point he's only wearing his retainer at night, aka half of the nights he's skipping it, but he's supposed to be wearing it at night. So he does not have tons of follow-up anymore, which is kind of nice. Okay, so that was down here on the 18th, and I feel like we can just steal a little room. Let me double check here. Oh, I got one thing I need to write in. We're going to put it towards the middle, and you'll see here in a second. I got to write in for work that I have an extra training. Let's just put an arrow down. There we go. Because the 18th, that was all we had. I have, it's called C3 training. I swear I've done this before, but my manager wasn't sure. So 3 to 5 on Zoom. So I don't have to drive anywhere. I just gotta log in while I'm at work and listen to it. So that's fine. Okay, we also have double dance, and that is 4:30 to 6:30 / 6:15 to 8:30. Okay, the 20th. I am surprised actually. Like our schedule isn't super full like it normally is. I mean, it's full enough, but we have a lot of prep to do. Like we'll get back from vacation and we have to prep for school. So we'll get it done. Okay, the 20th, we were double dance right here, and we are 4 to 6:30 / 5:30 to 8:30. So that is a normal schedule. Okay, and then the 21st, I work. We have double dance. our 4:30 to 6:30 slash 6:30 to 8:30. There. And then the 22nd is where we have a kickoff, unpack your backpack. Like we have a few things. We'll just write GDT kickoff. And it's like a celebration. I think they have like food trucks there and all this kind of stuff. So I need to see what time it is, but I swear unpack your backpack is at like 5 usually. So I feel like that's where I'm gonna need to trade at work. Unpack your backpack. Also, the more I think about it, I don't think anybody else has kids in the school district. That being said, the other person that I'm thinking that does have kids, she works weekend option. And so I feel like hopefully I can find a trade. Like hopefully this works out because it's not affecting other people like it will affect me. So we'll put unpack your backpack. I left space here so that I can write the times. And so I'll have a 3rd grader and 2 5th graders. That is so crazy. Okay. Then over here on the 23rd, we have hockey again. Let's put in that date dot like we did last time. Here at the end, we'll go through and put in all the date dots, but I find that this is less peeling them up and moving them around. So the 23rd, we have the 2 hockey games, and that's actually it. Okay, so Kenzie, we did blue. I think let's do the pink and the green this time though. So 9 o'clock Kenzie on blue. And then Beckett's is 10 o'clock on black. 10 o'clock, Beckett, black. And I need to write in the hockey up here. Go down here. There. Then we are going to go over here. There, so last hurrah before school starts. We have nothing on Sunday. This is just so crazy. I'm so used to working on the weekends and stuff, and maybe if we're free on one of these weekends, I should trade out of a weekday and try to have like an extra weekday open. We'll see. It's nice to have the weekends also. So, okay, so first day of school. Then down here, we start the monotony of having high school dance and regular dance. So it is double dance for competition, and after school there is high school dance. So let's do high school dance is 3:45 to 5:15. GDT 3:45 to 5:15. FA1, and then we have 5:15 to 6:30. That's a really weird time. And then 6:15 to 8. There. And then on Wednesday, we have, my daughter's going to start hating this. She has before school practice, so she has to get up super early. It's been a while since she's gotten up consistently early. I mean, we've had a lot of early days, like 6:30 in the morning, but she has to be there and ready to practice by 6:20 in the morning to lift weights. So GDT weightlifting. I told her she should take advantage of this. This is fun, and this can really change your body and help quite a bit with dance. And so she should like really, I don't know, embrace it, I think is the word I'm thinking of. 6:20 to 7:20, and then she just like does school right after. It's at her school. And then let's see, we have the early release and we have double dance. So 4 to 6:30 slash 5:30 to 8:30, which means my daughter has a 14-hour day, and that's like very typical for her during the school year, like having 14 to 15-hour days every single day. So yeah, she needs to be very productive with her time, like very focused to be able to make this whole Tetris game work as she continues to get more on her plate. Okay, here I have another thing at work. So 1 to 2 is work comps. They do this, I think, twice per year, and luckily I'm at the location it is, so just during that time frame, I go to where they're doing the comps, and I go and do it, and then I get back to work. So that's a little convenient for me, like that works out. I feel like we should have high school dance on this day, but I don't have anything written down, so I do have to double check that. I mean, there's space to still put it in there. But anyways, or maybe we switch to Mondays instead of Tuesday, Thursdays. And because it's the first day of school, they're not doing it on that Monday. I feel like that makes sense now. Okay, 5:15 to 6:30 / 6:15 to 8. Okay, and then that Friday we have nothing after school, which God bless, because these kids, like, it hits them. I feel like usually it's not the first week of school, it's the second week of school that they're like, oh, okay, this is real life again. Okay, and then on the 30th, we have a car wash, and we have poster photos for high school dance. And so I almost want to put like 2 big boxes. Let's do this green one and put, I believe it's 1 to 3. 1 to 3 car wash. GDT we'll just write. And then let's put you down. We should have enough space to, I'm trying to think if I need a big one or if I could do a smaller. Let's do the smaller for now, because I don't know what time it is either. We're gonna leave some space underneath it so I could put like arrive at. So this one is GDT poster photos. GDT poster photos. And really this will work out good because they're all dressed up and ready for their poster photos, and then they can go straight over to the car wash. Hopefully is how it works out. All right, let's put our date dots down real quick. And then we need to put in our shots, like what week is what. Okay, now looking over here, we need to see what all we need to use for these. I know my shots icons are in here, so we need to find those. Okay, so the few that I picked out was the mini flags rainbow, because I can use that on the sidebar, and then we have our shots one. And then I have a whole bunch of these that I had ended up ordering, and I swear there's school ones on here. So I'm just gonna look for that real quick. Right here, there's the backpack. Ooh, so we have unpack your backpack. And then I wonder if there's a school. Let's steal the backpack one so that I can look a little bit better. Oh, there's this apple one. So yeah, we can use you and we can use the apple one. Both of those work for like school theme. Right here, let's do, that'll be really cute right there. And then let's flip this over and put it, unpack your backpack. And I know I left that space open to write down what time, but it works out. So that was just like Planner Kate. And then, like I said, we need to do the shots. And so I just put a little icon down every Sunday night as to whether it's double injection or single. So the 27th is a double injection. So the 3rd will be a single. And I like this teal color. This is really pretty. And I think let's put it up here in the corner this time, because that seems open for every single spot. So teal. This every other. So the 31st will also need a teal. There we go. And that way I don't have to write anything, like literally it is just like all planned out for me. And then I think I like this color for this spread also. So the opposite weeks will have that one, this one. I'm like, which one did I grab from? You are right there. And what did I say the third was? I think it's a single. Yes. Okay, so teal is single, and I just literally put them down here. That's the double one, and teal is the single one. And I use this all the time because we forget if it's a double or a single week. So, single, double. Okay, I usually write a whole bunch over here, but I feel like I need to sit down and prioritize. It'll be back to school planning, like getting everything together for their backpacks and such. We need to make sure that everybody has all the correct registrations for everything and that health paperwork. Like I know my daughter was due for a vision screening and that other people needed a physical and stuff turned into school. We have all that stuff done. We just got to make sure that the school gets it. I also need to send like the rescue inhaler for my daughter and then rescue medications for my son. So there's like certain stuff I need to make sure is all ready. And usually on Unpack Your Backpack is when I hand all that kind of stuff in or give it to the nurse type item. So I think that'll be really good. The other thing too that I should write in is that these 2 weeks we do not have any high school dance. So actually I might write it up here as a little flag. And let's use yellow because that's the color that we do use for GTT. And I also want a little header up here. And I think what I'm going to put is don't forget because I have a whole bunch of those. There we go. So don't forget, and then no GDT 10th through, it would be the 23rd. So half of the month we don't have it. That'll be a nice little break. All right, guys, there you have it. August is all laid down and ready to go. It is the end of summer. I can't believe how fast this has gone, but I'm also just like prepared for all the monotony of school all over again. We're gonna enjoy like our last month together as summer break and then roll into it. So, all right, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.